Bhlm_11_. Love is the most beautiful thing, yet its inverse is a nightmare. I looked at him from head to waist. I was seated and he was standing before me. His haircut was different from the last time I had seen him. His eyes had eye bags, but that still didn't change because they were a place I would always want to stare into. His lips the same pink color that they have always had. Maybe I was exaggerating just a little, but I know, them on mine would make my stomach turn. The way he lightly bit his lower lip without even realizing it made me weak in the knees. I didn't know what was happening, but I felt my heart ache at his presence. If this wasn't love, then I couldn't possibly explain it. "How have you been?" he greeted back. "Life has been treating me well," I responded, avoiding looking into his eyes. I continued to pack his groceries. I wanted to ask him questions. I had questions, like how was his wedding? Was he going to be a daddy anytime soon? Had he seen my father or Ruth? What about the child I heard they adopted? All these and many more, and yet at this point I felt my tongue get heavy. I was tongue-tied and I was certain he could read between the lines. He got his items and walked away without a word. Honestly, I was disappointed. I had expected him to say something, to tell me that he missed me and wanted to be with me, but who was I fooling? I was certain he was happily married to his wife and he wouldn't want anything with me. The rest of the day was a bit off for me. You see, it is very hard for me to get back to my normal self once something puts me off. Not that I am moody or weird, but that is just how I am. At 12 in the afternoon, my supervisor came and I cashed up before leaving the store. I was glad that Mercy had given me some money the previous night, because even today had ended without a tip from any of the customers. I walked to Lumumba bus station singing Keith Urban's "You Will Think of Me." As I did so, I couldn't help but laugh. Sometime back in my life I used to think it was a cheesy song, yet at this point it spoke volumes. Someday, I'm gonna cross your mind. Don't worry, I'll be fine, I'm gonna be alright. While you're sleeping with your pride, wishing I could hold you tight. I'll be over you and on with my life. I paused after uttering those words. Was Ray over me? I had never told him how I felt, and maybe that was my biggest regret, but it was all in the past now. I had to look past everything. I got home before 10 feet clock because congestion wasn't heavy. I really wanted to take a cold bath. The following day was my off day and I was excited because that meant I would wash my beddings, and it was also payday. My account would be loaded. I really wanted to get myself a change of clothes. "Good afternoon," I greeted my neighbor Bana Nancy. Despite them ill-treating me, I never saw the point in doing the same. I had learned that now. She clicked her tongue and spilt some water just near my door. I smiled and got inside. After a mini clean-up, I took a bath and made myself some light porridge with lemon. It would keep me going till the next morning. I must have dozed off because the bang on my door woke me up. I grabbed my change and walked to the door. "Boss Shirley," Nancy smiled. "Hey Nancy," I greeted back, lightly bending over to kiss her forehead. She was a bubbly child. "There is a man looking for you," she said. "A man?" "Yes, he is just by the roadside. He wanted to come to your door, but I told him you don't like strangers," she answered. I locked up and wore my patapatas before walking with her. "Iway Nancy, come back here before you become like her," her mother screamed. The girl held my hand tightly, but I signaled her to go. She was her mother after all, and I couldn't come between the two. I almost tripped over when I saw the person at the roadside. He was facing the other side, his hands in his pockets, and the girls from my neighborhood were already showcasing their modeling skills. I cleared my throat. "Hi," I greeted. He turned around and faced me, his eyes falling on my change, my patapatas, then back to my eyes. I felt sick seeing him look at me like that. "What brings you here?" I asked when he didn't say anything. "I just wanted to make sure that it is you I saw back there," he responded. "Okay." I parked at the filling station. "I didn't think coming here with the car would okay with you." I laughed. "Or maybe you are scared of the ghetto," I said, stressing the last word. "Don't put words in my mouth." he said, hitting the empty bottle of Coke that was on the ground. The rest of the journey to where his car was parked was quiet. I honestly wanted to know why he had come, but he wasn't saying anything. "This is me," he said, leaning against it. "Nice ride," I said, looking at his car. "Want to hang around? A drive maybe?" "I will pass," I said, not trusting myself around him. "Surely," I heard a familiar voice call. "Your friend and author Winnie." "Hibiscus."